War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is here, guys. Finally in 2020, we are going over the 20 giga tips to get you guys ahead of the curve so you can get in there, know exactly what you're doing so you make less mistakes and can get the most out of the time that you spend playing the game, guys. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. In large, in charge, get you guys in there. The first tip that we are going to talk about is picking the characters to level up. You only want to focus on one or two characters at a single time as you start the game. You don't want to try to level up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different characters. It's going to be a high investment to level up characters, but the payoff is going to be worthwhile. So you want to select one or two characters, especially if they're the higher tier rarities of the URs, to focus on, guys. If you want a list for the tier list of re-rolling, that is a video that will be linked down in the description below for you. But you're going to want to have to go ahead and level up your characters with their awakenings, with their limit breaks, with their job levels, and you are going to want to be able to focus on one or two. Once you're done getting those characters to a certain point, you can go back and pick up your third and fourth character and start focusing on those characters. The second giga tip we're going over, guys, is making sure that the characters that you're working on are of different elements. You do not want to have multiple overlapping elements, and this is due to the ability awakening costs for the characters being a different element based on the character's element here. So you can see here, Ayaka is taking wind elemental things. You do not want to be working on multiple wind elemental characters because these do become expensive over time. And if you're working on too many of the same type of elemental character, you're going to hamper the ability for you to awaken each of those characters because you're going to be fighting for the higher level end materials, and you're just going to hit a point where you can't level either character up as high as you would like to. You want to be focusing on just one element per character type at the start of War of the Visions there, so you don't hard lock yourself into being able to not progress further with making your character stronger. The third tip, guys, is saving your in-game currency, the visor or the visor, however you want to pronounce it. Save this, work on the characters that you start with. Go and reroll if you want to have a good start. Get that reroll and work on what you have access to. You do not need to have every character in the game. There are several good MR characters, SR characters, UR characters, but you don't need to have everything UR. Save up your currency to work on buying the different awakening materials that you will see in the shops, the hard ones to gain access to, such as the character shards that will pop up in the daily shop that you can refresh, as well as the special shops that open every once in a while. Right now there's, the ice shop open as the recording of this video. There's going to be different elemental shops that open periodically for different characters. You're going to be able to buy different character shards as the different characters come out. So save up your currency so every once in a while you can get that character that you want in the future, like Orlando or any other future character, and then you'll have not only the currency to pull the character, but the currency to max that character out without you needing to wait a long time for the access to those different character shards because you have no visor, because you've been trying to dip your hand in too many baskets of all of the characters. The characters in this game, guys, they are a slow burn process. You want to work on them, and they'll be worked on slowly and over time, and they take a little bit of effort, a little bit harder to level up than in other games, but they will last you a very, very, very long time. Pretty much indefinitely, you're going to have access to that character and they're going to do good work for you. So if you pick a character up, make sure you're going to complete that character, and this saving the visor is going to help you in that process. Number 4, as you jump into War of the Visions, you're going to be able to set up your companion units. This is a big one, especially as you start off. A lot of people still don't know how to do this. All you need to do, top right-hand corner, formation button. Once you're in here, the tab called Companion Settings is going to allow you to set up a friend unit for every element. Your main friend unit here with the rainbow that says all, and then one for every elemental attribute of characters that you have access to. So make sure you go in there, you do this, you can help out your friends. This is very important because the friend list system has a limited amount of numbers of slots, but you can use a character of each element for each friend you have, and there's no cooldown on the friends that you do bring to battle with you. So this is very, very important. People might not even try to friend you if you don't have this set up, because why would they add you to their friends list if all you have is one character to use when you could have all of the different elements available? So friend slots are very important. Do this. You need to do this. Number 5 is going to be getting into a guild ASAP. This is going to be available to you right around player rank level 10. So as you go through the story a little bit, you'll gain access to this. The guild system is going to allow you to do and gain access to several benefits, as well as future content with the guild battles. One thing you do need to do right away every day, make sure you do not miss it. There's going to be this button called Attend. You want to click on this. This is going to give you some additional login rewards. So that's another reason to be in the guild. And then as you're in a guild, you're going to be helping your guild level up their guild statues. As you can see right now, we're focusing on a certain statue. Your guild's going to have whatever different statues they want to be working on. But what you do is you go to click on guild statues, you click on the statue that your guild is working on, and you'll be able to have the ability to level this statue up. You're going to have several different options. You can use Gil, you can use Visore, you can use these special items that you can buy in the guild shop. And what we're going to be doing here, guys, is you can see the guild gives you 50 EXP, 50 experience. Not that great as a long-term benefit there. If you use 50 Visore, it's going to give you 100 EXP, 200 Visore is going to give you 200 EXP, and then we have these special items. There's one for each statue. Never, never, never buy. You'll get a free Karen's Mane, but never buy the Karen's Manes from the guild shop. Always buy at least the mediums or the largest. This is because the small versions of these special items, they are literally giving you just as much EXP as a Gil Enhance would give EXP. If it ever so happens that you do not like a guild, you can leave the guild and find a different one. Do note though that there is a 24-hour cooldown period, guys. Now the next tip we're going over, number 6, is actually part of the guild, but it deserves its own attention. This is the Barracks System. This is the big deal, the big reason to get into a guild, especially early game. You want to get in there ASAP so you have access to this. The Barracks System is going to allow you to acquire 1 or 2 or possibly even 3 slots if you get into a larger size guild right away. Characters that are going to be able to gain free job points over time. What you're going to do is slot in a character, as you can see here, and you're going to have this bar down here, the Provisions Storehouse. You're going to be able to buy food, which you can buy with just Gil. You'll be able to throw this in there, and as you have this bar, at least with a little bit of energy left, over time, per hour, you're going to be gaining job points. So make sure this is always as full as possible, especially if you're going to, take an extended break from the game, go to sleep, whatever. Fill this up before you go to bed. That way you're going to be gaining free job points over time. The other thing that the Barracks does do, as you can see in the top right-hand corner, you will be gaining 1 bravery per hour, but you also will be losing 1 faith per hour. Number 7, guys, is going to be how bravery affects your character and why it's important. So bravery is a stat, as you can see, as any character has on your status screen. It's going to increase their odds of you using your reaction commands. These are abilities that you can set on your character where they will counter with some sort of thing. It could be a counter attack. It could be a chance to block and reduce damage. It could be a chance to counter and heal yourself, counter and dispel the enemy. Bravery is going to help you in certain circumstances. The higher your bravery is, the better it is for you to proc your counters during physical attacks. Now, the other thing that bravery does do is it also increases the physical damage that you do with your attack. So make sure that you have your bravery as high as possible. If you want to see more stuff such as that, which we will cover in this video, but there is a full video tier out there that we also will put in the description so you guys can get all of that information. Number 8 is going to be Faith System, and Faith is a little bit more, not convoluted, but more complex than Bravery is, because Bravery does not have a downside. There's no downside for increasing your bravery to max of 97 outside of battle. Faith increases all aspects of magic, so the damage you do, the damage you receive as well, the healing that you do, the healing you receive, and the chance to afflict and be afflicted by status ailments. So if you want to be doing large amounts of magic damage, receive a large amounts of healing, and increase the chance for you to inflict status ailments, even from stuff like Shield Bash on Mont, you are going to want to be increasing your faith. Now, if you want to decrease the amount of magic damage that you are taking from magic type enemies, you're going to want to lower your faith, which you can lower to a minimum of 30 from the Barracks system. Number 9, guys, is going to be the blue crystals that drop once you defeat an enemy in a couple of turns pass. Picking up the blue crystals not only heals your HP and your TP, but it also will give you a bravery buff. And this bravery will be a large bravery buff while you're in combat, but you'll keep a small amount of that bravery buff from picking up that crystal, and it will be permanently added to your character. This is a very easy way to increase your bravery all the way up to the 97 soft cap outside of battle. So make sure you're picking those blue crystals up on your tanks, on your damage dealers, basically on all of your characters as you're playing War of the Visions. Number 10 is going to be the purple crystals that drop as you are going through and defeating enemies. They drop in the same way that blue crystals do, except that they are a little bit rarer. They work the same exact way as blue crystals, but they will give you job points when you pick them up. So make sure that you pick these purple crystals up on the character that you want the job points for. This is going to allow you to work your way through the different ability boards that your different characters have to gain access to new abilities and level up your old abilities. This is a big deal, especially as you start doing harder difficulty content. You're going to be getting quite a lot of job points from these purple crystals. Number 11 is going to be daily activities. Make sure you are doing all of the daily activities that you're allowed to do. So this is some big ones for you guys to do, especially as a newer player. This is going to help you gain access to certain materials to awaken your characters, as well as certain materials to just make your characters strong in general or gain access to the ability to level up your character. So the big ones that we're talking about are the day training ones. You do not have to do all of them, but they are here and they are strong and they are good to do. So we have things like the Guild Chamber that you can do 3 times a day, things like the Ore Chamber that you can do 3 times a day to gain equipment enhancement materials so you can level your weapons. Guild Chamber gives you money. Experience Chamber gives you boosted EXP and gives you access to EXP cubes so you can level up your characters. Growth Chamber gives you the ability to level up your vision cards. Pot Chambers allow you to gain access to ability and limit burst enhancing materials. You do not have to do all these, but make sure that if you are focusing on an aspect, if you want more money, do the Guild Chamber. If you want more EXP, do the EXP Chamber. If you want to be able to level up your weapons or your cards, do those chambers as well. Also, make sure you check every day for special limited type events such as the Shadowbringers event quest or the 1 million download celebration that's going on right now, or the release commemoration quest. Make sure you're doing all of this limited stuff in this special limited area every day. On top of that area in particular, there's also some limited activities that you can do in the world quest section. This is where you're going to be able to go as you progress through the story and unlock this world quest node type area. This is where you're going to be able to gain access to some very powerful things for limit breaking your characters, known as the Shard quest. So you'll be able to go in here in 2 times a day for UR or so, 3 times a day for a lower tier character, gain access to their character shards. This is going to allow you to slowly over time gain access to all of these shards so you can awaken your characters, limit burst level, your limit break level, awaken their level cap, and this is going to be another avenue for you to gain access to stronger characters. There are some other things that you need to be doing that are limited every day, such as the daily poll in the shop. We have the release commemoration poll. You can also watch video summons every day for bonus rewards if you want to do that. If that is up your alley, that is an option for you. Number 12 is going to be accepting milestone mission rewards and actually not doing it on purpose. So do not automatically accept all of your milestone rewards. This is because, especially early on as you're progressing through the main story, a lot of the milestone rewards are going to give you rank EXP, and as your rank EXP levels up and caps out, you're going to level up, and when you level up, your energy will refresh. So if you already have a bunch of energy sitting there, it's in your over cap, it's not naturally regenning, so you're missing out on extra energy that you're just not using. So what you can do, and since we're saving Visor, we're going to accept our milestone rewards on purpose to level up on purpose to get energy refreshes whenever it is that you want them, so you can continue playing the game pretty much as you want as a new player. So definitely do not automatically accept all of these different rewards. I know the exclamation point is there. just sit there and let it be there until you're ready to level up and get that extra EXP. And speaking of EXP and energy costs and playing the game, a big thing to do is multiplayer. Multiplayer is going to allow you to gain access to a lot of different sort of materials to level up and enhance your characters. This is different Alchris chambers, one for each element. There's some chambers in here for leveling up your espers as well. The big draw to doing multiplayer, if you host a match, it actually costs you half the amount of energy it normally would to do it by yourself. And if you join a match, it actually costs you nothing. So if you can find different players with different rooms up for whatever it is that you want to do, you can go in there even if you have no energy and continue playing the game, continue getting the materials you want to level up your characters and gain access to the ability to make those characters stronger. So definitely look into multiplayer. This is why it makes the list and is number 13. Number 14 is going to be the Expedition system. So the Expedition system, we're covering two things right now. It does have a unit bonus. This is going to allow you to get bonus rewards from the Expedition system. Whatever your highest tier bonus character is, if you do have one, is going to be the one that works. You cannot stack these, so don't feel the need to go in here and put in all of the bonus characters. Just pick your highest one, put it in there. Also, get as many slots for the Expedition system as you can. This is going to give you free EXP for multiple characters. You can use the characters in your party in battles while they're on expeditions. They're not sent out and they're not inactive. You can put them both in here and use them at the same time. The other thing we're going to be talking about is your ability to change what expedition that you want. So what you need to do is, as you're putting your characters here, whatever 5 characters or 3 characters or 2 characters you're sending out on an expedition, you can click up here, the expedition area, and this is going to allow you to change which area you want, which elemental expedition you're sending your characters out on. This is going to affect the kind of rewards that you're receiving. You can get character shards that are the element of that. So if you're working on a specific ultra rare character, I will suggest that you try for the expedition that it matches their element. If you're working on an elemental summon, go for that element as well. So this is going to be something for you guys to go in there and gain access to. You can get other ability awakening materials for the different elements in there. You can also get their ice awakening souls, faint blue memories, as well as the thought fragments of the element of whatever expedition you're sent on. So make sure that you go in there, change it to whatever element it is that you need, and that's going to be the system of the expedition party system. Number 15 is going to be tackling vision cards, specifically the 2 abilities on said cards. Vision cards allow you to do a lot of cool, unique team building combinations, but the 2 things that you need to know are how the 2 abilities on said cards work. Each card has 2 abilities, a bestowed effect as well as a party ability. The bestowed effect is for the character who is equipping the card and only that character, whereas the party ability is for everyone in your party with that character who has the card equipped. So if you want this attack plus 13% from something such as this Vow of Love, this attack plus 13% is going to be working for everyone in the party as long as you have Vow of Love on somebody in that party. The other thing is that you cannot stack multiples of the same identical party abilities. You cannot have multiple attack plus 13% party abilities. The game will only allow the highest tier of that party ability to be active at a time. So this is where you're going to be needing to look at your cards and decide exactly what it is that you want to be doing with your party. But vision cards, definitely the best part of team building as far as complexity goes. Number 16, when you're farming, try to accomplish multiple objectives at the same time. Don't go out and just farm for EXP or one material at a time. Try to find an area where you can get multiple drops, where you can accomplish multiple objectives at the same time. If you're finding a material, go ahead and try to find, if you can't find another stage that drops a second material that you also enjoy. You can do this by cross-referencing the drops in-game with your different characters. For example, if I'm looking for this Staff Awakening Staff Jadeite, I can click on it and it's going to tell me exactly where I can go and farm it from. Out of these 3 areas, I can go there and see if there's anything else that I need. Click the magnifying glass where it says mission complete, and it'll scroll down and it'll tell you what can drop in here. So if I need any of these other items, this is going to be a good spot for me to farm early game. So make sure you're trying to accomplish multiple things with your farming time at the same time in War of the Visions. This is going to allow you to save your energy up. You're just getting more for your energy as you're playing FFBE. Number 17 is going to be about a very specific job enhancing material, though. This is going to be the blue version of the Faint Memory, also called Faint Memory Blue. This is going to be needed to level up a lot of the different jobs as you're progressing through War of the Visions on all of your characters, and you are going to need a bunch of these. Now, the best two spots to farm them are Part 1, Chapter 1, Scene 3, False Accusations. This is going to give you a very, very ample opportunity to go in there and very quickly defeat a row of enemies, and the drop rate for these is actually pretty great here. The other one that you can do is actually during Chapter 2. This will give you more EXP, as well as offer you different drops from your enemies that you are defeating. And this is going to be the Fighting Retreat level 1 here. This is going to be Part 1, Chapter 2, Scene 2, which is going to be a little bit later on in the story. Not too far, but definitely later than the first one of False Accusations. So definitely, if you're looking for blue memories, this is a good place to go. Now, on top of that, you also are going to be able to get a large amount of one-time only blue memories. This is going to be from the world map area in the Shard quests from earlier in the game. So as we see the Lion's Great Forest and the Leonis Castle here, this is going to be a good spot for you to go and get these from these Shard quests, because each of these early game Shard quests have a one-time only secondary mission of do not get KO'd, which is going to give you 10 of these faint blue memories. You can get 100 or so of these for free in this one way, so you can level up a couple of those jobs of yours early on in War of the Visions. Number 18 is going to be the master quest that you unlock once you obtain level 40 on your various units. This also has to do with the world quest area. Some of your master quests are going to be later on down the road. It's character dependent on which node each character is on, but you're going to be needing to hit level 40. And once you do, as you can see, you'll unlock the green quests in the world map zone. This is going to give you a free master ability that is going to make your character better in some way. Either they're going to be doing more damage, they'll be able to be faster, they'll be tankier, have more health, but these will unlock out here. So make sure that once you are level 40, you go out here and you do a character's character quest to unlock said character's master ability. Tip 19 is what to focus on, especially early on as you are leveling up a character's jobs and going into and unlocking different jobs in their job tree. Once you are leveling up and unlocking certain jobs and unlocking these abilities, you're going to have to go ahead and ability enhance certain things. The best thing to enhance for each character is going to be their main passive abilities. So for Medina here, I leveled up her magic passive. Pick your two passives that you think you're going to have equipped and set in your ability menu and focus on putting your effort into those for a little while. This is because those passives are basically always on. The passive is going to either increase your attack or increase your magic or increase your speed or increase how much you heal for or increase your HP and defense. These are very, very important because you're always gaining some sort of benefit while playing the game. While that character is in combat, if they always do more damage, it affects everything they do, from all of their skills to their auto attack. Instead of focusing on a single skill and making that single skill better and that character only being good at that one ability, focusing on their passive is just going to make them stronger overall. Now, once you are competent enough with that main passive or two, focus on leveling up the next ability that you use all of the time. So if you find yourself using a single ability on your character over and over and over, that seems to be your favorite ability, your favorite way to use that character, then level up that activated ability next. So always focus on those two things, especially early on when spending your JP on your different jobs, on your different units in War of the Visions. The final tip, guys, is going to be the biggest one, and this is going to have to do with subcommands and what abilities they unlock and what abilities they deactivate. This is the thing that I've seen in the community confused about the most so far, so let's go over subcommands. As you are leveling up your abilities and unlocking new jobs, you are going to be able to gain access to new skills. Once you unlock these skills, you're only going to have certain skills available while you have that job set as your subcommand. Some skills are going to be permanently learned, while others are only able to be used while that subcommand is equipped. So make sure that you're having the subcommand equipped that you want if you need to have access to a certain ability. There are a couple of different ways to check this. Number one, as you are learning different abilities on the job board, if they have this weird outline, as you can see on Bio and Blizzard here, where they have this weird white outline, no matter what your subcommand is, you're always going to have access to this. Every character has different abilities like this. Traditionally, they are some of the final abilities that they unlock on the outer sides of the board. As you can see with Flare has that weird icon. So Flare is always going to be available. Blizzaga is always going to be able to be used no matter what it is I have equipped, as well as Toad. The other way to see what abilities you will have available and what abilities you will not have available as you're looking at your ability set menu. If you long press on your main command, it tells you what 2 abilities or more you will always have access to. For right now, as an example, I have Blizzard and Bio always available on this character. Now, if you open up the subcommand tree and you do the same thing, you long press on the subcommand, it tells you what abilities that subcommand is going to grant you while it's active. So in this case, Drain, Blizzara, and Osmos. If I long press on Ninja, I get Shuriken. And if I go back and long press on Green Mage, it's going to give me Bar Blizzard and D-Shell. So if you're looking for specific abilities and you can't find them, you don't know why you can't use them, it definitely has to do with you having your subcommand set to something different and you're losing access to those skills. So there we have it, guys, the 20 biggest Giga tips for War of the Visions new players in the year 2020. If you need any other further information, do let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any further details that you need about the things in this video, comment that as well. Join the Discord. Come check out the stream on twitch.tv where we stream 3 times a week right now. And until then, guys, I'll see you in the next one.